Hello, comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. This guy's your host, Bill Miller. All right, I'm very excited. Why, you may be wondering? Because we are going to take a look, a sneak peek, if you will, at a slipcase of EC hardcover books. Here is the outside of the slipcase. The spine. And the back. So this was produced in 1988 by Russ Cochran. Russ Cochran befriended Bill Gaines. Cochran was a teacher, I think, and he was one of the presidents of the EC fan club in his local chapter, I believe. Befriended Bill Gaines, produced comic books with Gemstone, Gladstone, produced these hardcover sets, received access to a lot of the original art, and ultimately started selling some of the original art before partnering with some bigger auction houses to do so. But these are New Direction comics. So they're all reprinted. We have 3 volumes. MD, 5 issues. Impact, 5 issues. And 5 issues of Valor. So it came in the plastic wrapping, but it had been opened. So I suspect they've at least, 2 of them have at least been probably perused. But this is in minty, minty condition, and the Valor one is still wrapped in plastic. So I'm guessing they were all individually wrapped in plastic. And then the slipcase was wrapped in plastic. So EC, when Bill Gaines took the company over upon the death of his father, right, they had produced a lot of, Moon Girl, some Western books, like I think Gunfighter, Saddle Justice, a couple kind of teen books, a lot of picture story books from history and the Bible. And he essentially scrapped most of them, and they had some crime comics too. When he started the new trend, right, and that was the horror line, the crime, the humor, the sci-fi, the war, all of those. And then after the Comics Code Authority took hold, he started the New Direction, and they were post-code comic books, and they didn't last terribly long. But these are 3 titles from the New Direction, the post-code. So I picked these up from someone on, I can't remember, someone locally was able to get them, plus several other volumes and several other sets. So I'm super excited. It's not very often that an opportunity like that happens, because they are quite pricey. So I'm super excited. I haven't looked at them yet. I haven't looked inside any of them. We'll go ahead and start with MD, since that's the first one. If I can get that rascal out of here. But it's in extremely good shape. So this is issue number 2 on the front cover of MD. Now on the back cover, we have issue number 3. So out of all of the New Direction titles, Psychoanalysis and MD have to be my least favorite. I read them in floppy form, and they were a chore to get through. well written as maybe they could have been, but the stories just weren't exciting. Heavy on some medical minutia that probably didn't need to be there. I mean, ECs were typically text heavy, right? And probably could have done with less of that in these when you didn't have a horror or crime or war story to go along with it. It was a chore to get through them. I just wanted to read them to say I read them, kind of thing. It's certainly not something that I enjoyed very much. But this one's MD. I have an idea, so I'll show you. Impact was pretty good. This is issue number 1 of Impact on the front cover. And on the back cover is issue number 4. And these things are minty. So they have color covers. The cover is reproduced in color. It's on slick, glossy paper. And they also produce the inside of the front cover. And then the stories themselves are produced in black and white on a little bit thicker matte paper. Impact was okay. It was bearable. It was readable. And then this is Valor. On the front cover, we have issue number 2. Still hermetically sealed in its package. On the back cover is issue number 3. So what we'll do is we'll take a more detailed look at Valor, because he also happened to have a second Valor book that was unopened, still in great shape, but out of the plastic. So let's dive in here. So there's the inside of the front cover, and there's the splash of the first story. Now, a lot of the same great EC artists worked on these. Joe Orlando, Reed Crandall, Al Williamson, George Evans, just amazing line work. Not that Marie Severin didn't do them justice with her colors, because she certainly did. Speaking of, there's another artist, her brother, John Severin. I think he particularly did some of the Aces High, if I'm not mistaken. And some of these volumes contain interviews as well with some of the EC bullpen. But these were all post-code, these 3 titles. Part of an interview, and then another color copy of a cover. So, of these, Valor was certainly my favorite. A lot of battles, fighting, conquistadors, knights, ancient Egyptians. It was pretty good, exciting stuff. Well written, as were most EC comic books. But they just didn't last. They lost money from the very start through, I don't think any of them survived past 5 issues, with the exception of Piracy, which ran 7 issues, but 4 of those were pre-code. And so he cut his losses and then invested in the Pictofiction magazine-size, text-heavy comics, Confessions Illustrated, Terror Illustrated, Crime Illustrated. And those didn't do so well. I think he might have had 2 issues apiece at the most. And he cut his losses yet again and just kept on with Mad Magazine. I really think that there was an opportunity there where if he had just done the Pictofiction comics like comic books, but in magazine format, such as Warren and Marvel, Skywald, Eerie Pubs, all of those companies had done, I think they would have taken off. He claims that the distributor blackballed him, he being Bill Gaines, but I think it's because he changed the format. They weren't the same as comic books. They were textual stories with an image here or there to accompany them. So I just don't think that's what people were looking for, and I think he missed the boat on that. But that is it. That is my slipcase set of MD, Valor, and Impact. I hope you enjoyed seeing those, and if you did, I would encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you'll be alerted as soon as I release new videos. Thumbs up and comments are always appreciated. Remember, we're taking over the world one comic book at a time.